What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Wanted to make a quick video once again. Really been a lot going on with Tennessee football. A lot of things that kind of happened a little while ago we haven't touched on with coaching changes and things like that. But just overall, there's a lot of momentum, a lot of hype around this program right now. And I think it's a very good thing for this program, and I think it means great things for our future. Let's kind of dive into some of the things that have happened here. So, probably one of the biggest things, and probably one of the most recent things, is we've seen that ESPN FPI has Tennessee as the number 15 team in the country preseason. Now, preseason rankings don't really mean a whole lot to me. I mean, I don't care if we're number one to start the season. It doesn't really matter. All that really matters is what you're ranked at the end of the season. But that is good momentum, and it is good hype, good publicity for the program. And so that is huge that they have us top 15. That's way higher than I thought that we would be. I think we're gonna have a solid ball club next season, but I never expected us to crack the top 15 preseason. I mean, I did not expect that. And for them to have our offense as the number 18 offense in the country, and then our defense number 19, I think is unbelievable. And if you don't know much about the FPI, I don't know much about it either, but I do know it's based off of several things, and I know one of the main things that it's based off of is your returning production. And supposedly Tennessee has a lot of return production. We do return pretty much everyone on offense. We're losing Drew Richmond, and that's really about it offensively. Everyone else is coming back, so we should be solid, should be better. It's going to be our second year in pro style, so I expect to see that offense really improve. And then defensively, we lost our whole entire starting D-line. But if you guys watched my videos last year, my game recaps, I was always telling you D-line didn't do anything necessarily overly impressive. They were never really underachieving. They didn't just didn't really impact games very much. They were just a very solid group, and so I think we can replace those guys. Is basically what I'm saying. But having the offense number 18. I think looking at us last year, go back and watch my preseason video of us last year when I picked us to go out and win 9-10 games. I was basing that off of our offensive ability, the playmakers we had offensively. We have a lot of big bodied receivers on the perimeter, and I said Guaranton's a guy who likes to sling the ball. He didn't sling it around too much last season, and that may have been because he was trying to learn a new system and all that deal. But he's a guy who has the ability to push the ball down the field, and if he can kind of just cut loose, throw it up for grabs a little more, and give those big body receivers a chance to make plays, I think this offense can be very explosive, can put up a lot of points. But if he wants to be conservative in that whole deal, then we'll go as far as Guarantano takes us. And that's really what it comes down to. So definitely potential for us to have an explosive offense, but we'll kind of see how that manifests. But I wouldn't expect offense to be great. Definitely don't expect it to be better than our defense. I think our defense is what's going to carry us next season. Just Pruitt being a defensive-minded coach, obviously, defense is going to be big time. And hiring Jim Chaney, I think Jim Chaney has proven, if nothing else, that he is a competent offensive play caller, and we'll have a competent offense because of that. Maybe not an explosive offense, maybe not a dynamic offense, but we're going to be competent on offense. Offense will keep us in games and give us a chance to win games. But our defense is what's going to really win those games for us. Pruitt doesn't have to worry about the offense anymore. That's Chaney's baby. He's handed the keys over to him. He can just kind of sit back, relax, and focus on defense now. Of course, he's going to still be micromanaging a little bit, kind of walking around and overseeing things just from a managerial aspect. But ultimately, he's going to be focused on defense. And expect defense to really take huge strides next season. Just being year 2, you expect to see a whole lot of change there. If you even look at what he did at Georgia, as much as I hate to say it, it's probably the most direct comparison that we could have to us. So I think the year before he took over as D coordinator at Georgia, I really don't remember what they were ranked. They were probably like number 60 or something like that. His first year there, they dropped down to like number 30 or like top 25 maybe. Then the following year, they were like a top 10 defense. So you really saw huge jumps. But that second year, they really made that big jump from like, number 30 or whatever, all the way down to a top 10. So I see us kind of being similar to that. We're like number 50 last year. We jumped down. We're probably number 100 the year before that, whatever it was. And so, we've jumped down. We're going to jump down again probably and be a top 10 defense type defense. I really think we're going to be an elite defense. And so look for that. Look for the defense to really carry this team and to be what we're focused on. But super excited to see that ESPN and S&P even has us ranked like number 21 in the country preseason. So we're getting a little bit of respect, and that's great momentum for this program moving forward. We already got a 4-star D-line commit. Look for more guys to start committing here as the season gets closer and as the season goes on. And then just looking at the coaching additions that we made. Adding Jim Chaney was huge. He was at Georgia. We just went and plucked him from him. Just took him. And I mean, there's rumors on both sides of the coin saying that Georgia didn't want him. They didn't try to match Tennessee's offers. Then there's rumors that say Kirby tried to match the deal, but Chaney just said, no, I want to go to Tennessee. You believe what you want. The fact of the matter is, we went out and got a pretty good coordinator from a pretty big time program, and now they're left trusting a guy who's really is unproven as an offensive coordinator. So we'll see how that turns out for him. And then going out and getting T. Martin, another guy who had options. He had several big time SEC and ACC opportunities. He chose to come home for us. He didn't come home for Butch Jones. He came home for Coach Jeremy Pruitt. So I think that's saying something there. Really like what Pruitt's doing, getting the guys that he wants. He's going to be a big-time recruiter for us, one of the best in the business. Can't wait to see what he does with the full season here. I think he's been a great recruiter everywhere he's been, but he's going to be able to recruit so much better recruiting for a university that he actually attended himself and won a national championship for. I expect him to be lights out, be a recruiter of the year contender next season. And then Derek Ansley, a guy who, honestly, I didn't know anything about before we hired him. A guy was with Pruitt as a secondary coach. Pruitt ends up giving the guy the D coordinating position, which kind of blew me away. I didn't think he would give up that responsibility, but he did. He gave it up to this guy, and this is again another big time get. He seems to be very well respected. John Gruden thought highly of him. Georgia tried to go get him as their D coordinator. He said, "No, sir, I'm going to Tennessee." So I think that's huge that we're able to get him from them. No one's talking about Georgia's D coordinator search like they were talking about our OC search. They haven't had D coordinator since Mel Tucker left, so who's going to call their defense? But anyway, huge getting Derek Ansley. Supposedly he's a great recruiter, knows how to call plays. Pruitt trusts him to call plays. He said, hey, when I was at Bama, he was in the back end with me. I was calling plays. He was right there with me, standing right next to me. So he knows why we call what we call, when we call what we call, and how to call what we call. So I fully trust him to call plays. And there's one thing that I've been consistent with since I started this channel. It's if Pruitt believes in it, so do I. So hey, if Pruitt says it's the right thing to do, I trust that man wholeheartedly, and I think he has a trick up his sleeve. He knows what he's doing here. So excited to see what the defense looks like under Derek Ansley. Of course, it's still going to be Pruitt's defense, but huge getting him as well. And just a lot of momentum, man. Getting those guys, that's almost on par with recruiting. We had to recruit these coaches to come play for us. And Pruitt's showing that he can get people to buy into his vision and believe in him. That's huge. That's huge. And then, of course, the way we finished up recruiting, getting Quavaris Crouch was huge. Getting Wanya Morris was huge. Getting some of those big name guys was huge. Of course, getting Henry T on National Signing Day was the biggest surprise of the day. And a lot of momentum for us there. Getting Darnell Wright was huge. And of course, getting even the transfer guys, Aubrey Solomon, getting D'Angelo Gibbs, those are huge gets. Those guys elevate the talent level of our roster. And that's going to make us so much of a better team because the competition level has risen. The whole standard has risen, and I really expect to see big things from this team in spring ball. To see a lot of competition, to see a lot of energy, a lot of passion, just a very hungry team, and I'm super excited about it, man. I think we have so much momentum going right now. Similar to how, if you watched my Georgia's overrated video last year, when I said they'll lose 2 or 3 games next season. Just talking about the 2018 season, I said they'll lose 2 or 3 games, which they did. I said there's a lot of hype around this team right now. A lot of recruits are buying into the vision of Kirby Smart selling and all that stuff. If we don't do something to deter this hype, the hype's going to be real soon enough. If they keep putting together these #1 classes like this, then they're going to be right there with Bama. I think that we're kind of in a similar boat. We have a lot of hype right now. Now we need to get the players in here to kind of let that hype become real. And I think that we're doing it. We had a good class this year. Even the 3-star guys we got are big-time guys that can play ball. Something that Pruitt said the other day, talking about Butch Jones and kind of the adjustment he had to make taking over this team. It's like, hey, our staff didn't know any of these guys. We didn't recruit any of these guys, and that's saying something. If no one on the entire staff even recruited these guys, that tells you all you need to know about it. And I said before, Pruitt offers a guy he can play ball. Pruitt didn't even look at these guys that we have on the roster, and now it's having to go out here and try to win games with them. So even getting 3-star guys that fit what he wants them to do is huge. Okay, it's absolutely huge. And it bodes well for this program going forward because these guys can play ball and they can do it with Pruitt's brand and with his style. And I just think that's huge, man. But, you know, overall, just super excited. We have a lot of momentum right now. Can't wait for spring ball. Can't wait to get my first glimpse of this team as a full unit, see some of these freshmen, see some of these JUCO guys. Fully expect Gibbs and Solomon to win their appeal. If Justin Fields could win his appeal after playing in, I think he played in every single game last season outside the playoffs. I think he played in every single game. If he can win his appeal and be eligible to play next season, then no reason our guys can't be eligible to play next season as well. They only play like 3 or 4 or 5 games apiece. So expect them to come in and contribute, but super excited, man. Can't wait for the season. Love to hear you guys' thoughts about it, man. Let me know what you guys think about it, and you know, how do you guys see this season turn out this season? What's your early outlook of the season, and how do you guys feel about all this momentum that we have right now?